Hello everyone, and welcome to another video in this SQL with Rockwell PLC video series special. In this video we are going to explore and discover how we can log data from our PLC to our SQL servers. As we saw in the previous video, we were able to log in to multiple servers. So now we are going to log data to those servers. So let's start. So as you can see here, I am already online with the PLC, and I already added some extra logic in here from the previous video, so we can basically perform the login. So you can see here the SQL insert has been added, as well as this instruction in here for in case there is some communication error, so we can resume operation automatically. And I already went ahead and set up the insert SQLs just to keep the video as short as possible. So as you can see here, we set up the database, the table, the column names, so they're all set up in here because the idea is we want to log to our table. So now that we went through the configuration parameters, all we need to do is toggle this bit to start logging our data. But before doing that, I just want to show you here quickly the table. So I'm going to open up the table, and as we can see, it's all empty. Execute. So there's no records in here right now. So what I'm going to do is like we're doing for all these videos, we're going to bring Wireshark at the same time as we're going to toggle that bit, just so we can see things live. So I'm going to toggle my bit in here, and there we go. I got the first response. I can speed up this a little bit, so I can just put 1. There we go, and we can see here we have already a few responses. Now if we go back to our table here and execute, we can see we already have few records in here. So we're already logging our data. As you remember from the settings, we have the tag 1000 and the value 5000 and so forth. So we are gonna now leave this one is login, and we're gonna jump to the second server. So that's the SQL 2014. So I'm going to open that up. So similar to the 2005, we have added this instruction in here. We can see we're already logged in with our server, and all it's now missing is I toggle this bit. But before I go that, let's go quickly through the configuration and through this extra logic so we understand what we're trying to do. So if I open up this add instruction, in this one here I have, this is my database client XYZ, and the table name is log1, and in this table I only have 2 columns, so it's item and value. And then in the values, that's going to be dynamic, so that's what I mapped here. I'll show you in a second. And then I have the column count is 2. Now for the values, what I'm trying to do here is, as soon as we have a transaction done, as you can see here, we're going to count to 1, and then as soon as we count to 1, so the counter is done, we're going to give one shot, and we're going to increment this one, the value 0 column 1, which is item, and then we're going to increment the value, which is column 2, by 10. So we're going to have 0 1, 2, 3 for the items, and then we're going to have 10, 20, 30 for the values. And then we're resetting here the counter so the process can again repeat itself automatically. So that's what we're trying to do here. And just to show you on the SQL Server side, so this is my SQL Server for 2014. Here's my database, here's my table right there, and if I open it up, we will see it's going to be empty, so we have no records in here, so it's all empty. If I execute here, so it's for sure empty. So now let's go back to our PLC logic. So now that we are back to our PLC program, and we have the Wireshark is open, and you can see the transactions that's already happening for the first server that we're logging to. So now we're going to tag all this for the server 2 or 2014 and see what will happen. So we just tagged it in here, and we're already getting some response in here, and we should see, here we go, so we can see this is incrementing, and we already have here 10, so it's not 0 anymore. And so we have some responses, we have the other server, and here's more responses, and we can see here is 20, and then this is 2, and now it's just 3. So we can see transactions are happening. So now let's go to our SQL Server 2014 and then see the transactions that we have in there. So now we're at our SQL Server 2014. We're gonna execute and see what we have. So there we go. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 transactions so far with the value 0, 10, 20, and 40. If we execute again, we'll probably have a new one. Here we go, here's a new one, 5th one, and so forth. So that's how we can, keep logging to the second server from our PLC. And if we go back now to our logic, we can also here, if I look at the first server, we can see here is all the transactions we were logging, so 178 so far, while we're dealing with the second server. So now, as you saw, we are simultaneously logging into SQL 2005 and SQL 2014 from our PLC. I hope you enjoyed the content, and for our next video we're gonna do really some cool exercise where we're gonna log the data to our PLC and then retrieve it back and publish it on a web browser. Until then, take it easy, and thank you again for watching.